Hello Kenya. Today we delve into the recent turmoil that has gripped our nation. Mass demonstrations erupted in response to a controversial new finance bill. The legislation proposed crippling taxes on essential goods, further burdening struggling Kenyans. These peaceful protests were met with a brutal response from security forces. Dozens of innocent lives were tragically lost, raising serious questions about the use of excessive force by the government. President Ruto, initially unwavering, has backtracked on the finance bill. However, the damage is done. This is a major political miscalculation that has eroded public trust and cast a shadow over Kenya's democracy. Many young Kenyans, who overwhelmingly voted for Ruto, feel betrayed. Promised jobs and a brighter future seem like distant dreams. These young Kenyans, proudly calling themselves Generation Z, represent a growing force across Africa. Faced with high unemployment and a seemingly indifferent political class, they've taken matters into their own hands. They organize online, hold virtual rallies, and bravely take to the streets, documenting their defiance on social media. The root of this crisis lies in Kenya's crippling debt. A large portion of government revenue goes towards servicing this debt, leaving little for essential services. The IMF's loan agreement, with its emphasis on increased revenue, seems to prioritize creditors over Kenyan citizens. Young Kenyans are skeptical of where their tax money goes. Corruption scandals and extravagant lifestyles of politicians fuel their distrust. They refuse to subsidize their own repression when the bullets fired come from a treasury they contribute to.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Newsmeadow TV. Tonight, we're following the tragic events that unfolded in Kenya this week. Deadly protests erupt in Kenya over proposed tax hikes. Kenyans took to the streets in protest against a government proposal to significantly raise taxes. The largely peaceful demonstrations turned violent after lawmakers approved the unpopular bill. Human Rights Watch reports that at least 30 people were killed in clashes with security forces. Security forces accused of excessive force. Reports indicate that Kenyan security forces fired live ammunition directly into crowds, including those fleeing the scene. Otsino Namweya, from Human Rights Watch, condemns these actions as a clear violation of Kenyan and international law. He stresses that authorities must protect peaceful protesters and hold those responsible for violence accountable. Following the violence, President Ruto's administration ultimately withdrew the proposed tax increase bill. The state-run Human Rights Commission is investigating the deaths and injuries reported, which include at least 22 fatalities according to their initial findings. Human rights activists on the ground claim unarmed civilians were targeted by security forces. Newsmeadow TV will continue to monitor the situation and bring you updates on the ongoing investigation. We'll keep a close eye on developments in Kenya. Stay tuned for more news coming up.